So you probably haven't been able to escape the Oceangate Titan sub tragedy, in which a very small group of very wealthy people decided they would go on a kind of tourist expedition down to the ruin of the Titanic, somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, and then contact was lost and it doesn't look like it was good. Well, we actually know what has happened at this point, so we're going to go through it. As you may know, YouTube arbitrarily demonetized our channel, so I'd like to thank Lotus.com's first sponsor, Atlas VPN, for supporting us and providing a service that is actually useful as we move into our new cyberpunk dystopia. Atlas VPN Premium is just $1.83 per month, with 3 months extra and a 30-day money-back guarantee if you aren't happy with the service. Follow the link in the description to sign up. You'll be liberated from region locks, so you can watch streaming content from anywhere in the world, but I think more importantly is that it masks your IP. Firstly, this prevents us from being spied upon by the various state dragnets. We find it important that it keeps your Google searches private, which prevents them from tailoring the results based on your past searches, which prevents them from hiding information because they've built up a profile against us. It also protects you from being the target of malicious ads, trackers, and malware, and informs you when someone is trying to steal your data. There has been a spate of people getting their accounts hacked recently, and Atlas VPN helps protect against that. Atlas VPN is also easy to install. Even I could do it without assistance. What you're seeing now is the footage I recorded of myself installing the thing. Once you're logged in, you can see that you just need to click on the location that you want to tell the internet where you want to be from, and you're all set. To repeat then, Atlas VPN Premium is just $1.83 per month with a 3-month extra and a 30-day money-back guarantee if you aren't happy with the service. Follow the link in the video description to sign up, and remember, supporting them is supporting us, so please do check them out. And we're going to talk about some of the reasons why it may have happened, because actually this may have been a predictable tragedy. It could have been foreseen, it seems. So let's begin with promotion, actually, because there are a lot of people pointing out that, hang on a second, there seems to have been some diversity hiring going on here.
When isn't there?
Yeah, when isn't there? Well, if there's one time you don't want diversity hiring, it's probably when you're 4,000 meters under the sea.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it actually in airlines. I actually get a bit worried now every time I fly. I'm just like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I know.
Because you listen, you wait for the voice, and you finally hear the pilot's voice, and you think, oh, thank God. I can't say why, but you'll know.
He's not speaking Ebonics.
I wasn't thinking that, but okay.
Yes, you were.
I was thinking something else first, but never mind.
Right, okay, well, there is that. But anyway, the point of this is that this is something of a parasitic ideology that has infested the West that suggests that actually maybe merit isn't the most important thing that you should hire people on, and maybe actually diversity is. And Gad Saad did a great job elucidating this in his book, and we did a great job talking about his book in our book club on it, which is The Parasitic Mind. Definitely go and check that out, because it's just really, this helps explain why things are beginning to fail. Now I've got to figure out how this works. Right, so look at that, just straight away, magic. The miracle of technology.
There is a button.
Yeah, John wasn't a diversity hire, you see, and that worked first time. So we're going to talk about Oceangate's Titan submersible. Now, this is apparently a Cyclops class manned submersible designed to take 5 people to depths of 4,000 meters for site survey and inspection, research and data collection, film and media production, and deep sea testing of hardware and software. So the Titan submersible has made 3 trips, as Metro tell us. It's been to the Titanic 3 times, once a year since 2021. That doesn't add up. It's only 2 trips. Okay.
Well, it is a woman who's doing the writing here, so.
Good point. Caroline, see me after class. Each trip costs around $250,000 and is intended as an annual event which allows tourists to see the shipwreck up close. Now, I don't see any moral issue with this. There are lots of people who do see moral issues with this, and we'll get to them shortly. Very much, why did you spend money on that when there are homeless people? So, because you
have a phone.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you make homeless people. You know, you guys are encouraging the amount of homeless. I mean, like, it's not a coincidence that wherever the left is in charge, you get homeless bloody camps springing up everywhere.
Yeah, sure. I'm always just bored by the idea of, like, if you're not a true honorable person unless you are as homeless as the homeless people.
Yeah.
If you spend money on anything ever, well, that could have gone to homeless people.
Well, I mean, how many billions did we give to Zelensky? I mean, that actually could have gone to homeless people.
I think it's over 100 now. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'll Google that.
So anyway, Oceangate was founded by a guy called Stockton Rush. And according to his biography, he graduated from Princeton University with a BSc in Aerospace, Aeronautical, and Astronautical Engineering in 1984. And then he was at the UC Berkeley Haas School of Business with an MBA in 1989. He began his career as a pilot, training with qualifying from the United Airlines Jet Training Institute in 1981 at the age of 19. And he has done lots and lots of other things until in 2009, he founded Oceangate Expeditions. So this is kind of the sort of, the Richard Branson, Elon Musk school of entrepreneurial billionaire. Right? He makes loads of money and he's like, well, I'm going to found companies that do interesting things. And of course, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Richard Branson are going to space. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to go to visit the Titanic.
I love the idea that it was spite. It was like, you guys are going up, I'm going down.
It doesn't.
Another billionaire's going to come out. He's got tunneling technology.
I just want to make it clear. It doesn't appear it was spite. It appears that it was genuine interest in submersibles, Titanic, and taking people down there. And so let's have a look at the Titan. Is it called a sub? It's a submersible. It's not a submarine. It's a submersible. I believe these are technical terms that have actual differences in them. I'm no expert though, and this is one of the things I want to be
ask sea people about the difference between ships and boats. You'll be the
I know, like, and I want to be very clear about this. Like, you get a lot of people on the internet who are like, today I'm an expert in submersibles because this is in the news, and I am not an expert in submersibles. I don't know anything about them, and I would never go in one. I'm not going under the ocean. 4,000 meters. I wouldn't go like 40 meters under the ocean. Anyway, let's watch.
Coming into the sub, this is the only toilet available on a deep diving submersible. Best seat in the house. You can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens. So if you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you go back. Turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around, and super durable. We keep a couple of spares on board just in case.
Feeling confident?
Yeah, to be honest.
Controller costs $40 on Amazon.
What do you think they kill kids in Afghanistan with?
I don't know, but I don't think...
Xbox controllers.
Sure, but you're not 4,000 meters under the sea?
Sure, but I kind of found the...
Bluetooth?
The conversation about the controller weird. It's just like...
At least get a wired one.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Am I wrong?
I don't know if the Bluetooth could go wrong.
Who knows? You're 4,000 meters under the sea. You've got like 31 tons of pressure per square inch on you or something ridiculous like that. I don't want to take a chance that the Bluetooth is just going to cack out. But I have Bluetooth earphones when I'm listening to my audiobooks and I'm riding my bike home. And sometimes they mess up. 4,000 meters. Sure. Come on. Get a wired one.
Yeah, but you're right. Don't get me wrong. But it does also come across as someone who's, so I want it wired.
No. I totally understand it, right? But I mean, for example, I have a wired keyboard and mouse because when I'm playing video games online, I don't want it suddenly, either cutting out, lagging, whatever. There's some temporary problem. I don't want that. And it's like, right, 4,000 meters under the sea. Yeah, well, we've got a couple of spares. I'm sure we've got some batteries.
That's not my biggest... My concern is a toilet, to be frank.
Well, yeah, I mean, that can't be pleasant.
Well, it's not even going to be a toilet, is it? It's going to be a box.
Probably, yeah.
I mean...
Can't be pleasant. But you'll notice how, like, just weirdly empty the whole thing seems to be as well. Like, you would have thought that there'd be, like, banks of controllers and data and stuff like that. It's like, no, he's got 2 touchscreen monitors.
Why would he have banks of...
I don't know. I mean, have you seen other submersibles? I should have got a picture of another submersible. So
I've seen, like, the inside of a nuclear submarine where you might need a lot of buttons.
Well, in other submersibles, like James Cameron's one, there's loads of stuff. I should have got a picture of it up. And it's just like, I don't know, touch screens, again, something that I feel could easily go wrong.
I don't know. So all this rhetoric is about the idea of like the submersible is have a go, it's DIY, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there's some downsides to that, which is you die in the ocean occasionally.
Some downsides.
Part of me kind of really likes this.
Yeah,
not the death, but you know, the DIY part.
Thanks for spoilers. No, I agree.
Sorry, is the search still going on?
Not anymore, no. No, I agree. I like the attitude. In fact, let's watch this next video and you'll see the kind of attitude he's talking about.
I'd like to be remembered as an innovator. I think it was General MacArthur said, "You're remembered for the rules you break." And I've broken some rules to make this, I think I've broken them with logic and good engineering behind me. The carbon fiber and titanium. There's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did.
He quotes MacArthur.
Why? What about MacArthur?
Well, he was the guy. Well, the rule he broke is he wanted to nuke all of China to win the Korean War.
Okay.
And then they fired him because that was not safe.
And when he says breaking rules, he means laws. I don't think he means laws of physics. I think he means, international legal codes. He's like, look, I'm going to break all the law. I'm going to break all the rules. What, 4,000 meters? I don't think that the justice system under the water is very forgiving.
Well, he's probably referring to the fact that I believe it's the United States and the Canadians both passed a law saying that exploring the Titanic, salvaging any parts of the Titanic, etc., is illegal. But that doesn't make any sense because, of course, it's not in their waters.
Yeah.
They have no jurisdiction. They didn't build it. Was someone else
And what are they
who
gonna,
might have more of a claim.
What are they going to do? Stop you from going down there?
Yeah, it's just paper.
No. Anyway, so that was the inside of the sub, and I wouldn't trust my life to that. To some guy who's like, I'm tempted to break all the rules. I don't care. The laws of physics bow to me. I want to be remembered. No, I wouldn't do this. And as far back as 2018, there were safety concerns about this. According to court documents, right, one employee called David Lockbridge, who was a pilot, voiced concerns about the safety of the sub, and so they fired him, being like, "Is this safe, guys?" And they're like, "You're fired." And so he decided to take them to court over this. The concerns came to light as part of a breach of contract case related to Lockbridge refusing to greenlight manned tests of the early models of the submersible over safety concern. He was fired, and then Oceangate sued him for disclosing confidential information. In response, he countersued them about wrongful termination, blah, blah, blah. It's like, right. And so in his counterclaim, he says, rather than addressing Lockbridge's concerns, Oceangate summarily terminated Lockbridge's employment in efforts to silence him and avoid addressing the safety and quality control concerns.
Have you read the details precisely as to what he was worried about?
You know what? No, I only read that bit of the article.
So he gave a PowerPoint presentation to the guy who was, went down with the ship.
This is how you're going to die.
Literally? He sat there and explained to them that the carbon fiber that it's made up of, it degrades over time because of the conditions. And we need to do some tests before we put a human in it like that because he might die. And the CEO said, no, that's fine because I've got an early warning system for any defects using sonar to detect the carbon fiber. And then he explained to him, you will only get milliseconds of notice before you die.
Not even.
Well, that's his words.
Yeah.
And then he fired him. And the person he shared the information with was the US government in regards to some department in charge of maritime safety. Because he was like, look, this lunatic is going to get people killed.
To be fair, they are the least trustworthy people, aren't they?
Well, the US government.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I feel like the boss who was being explained to, this is why it won't work and how you will die. And he goes, I don't care.
I mean, I'm saying that I think he was in the right.
Another 50-year-old white man.
Anyway, so there was a CBS reporter who was meant to go on it last year. This is what he has to say. If I can get with him.
Our dive in the Oceangate submersible had made it down only 30.
Yeah, we're looking at the I don't know why the sound isn't working.
So apparently those
technical glitch.
Boom audio will never leave you, will it?
Boom audio? No, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it.
What does he say then? Do you remember?
So what he says is that he really was looking forward to going down, but there was an error that some flotation tanks detached, and so they got 37 meters down and couldn't go any further, and the whole thing had to be scrapped. And that was the year's expedition. And so he was like, "Oh, I was looking forward to going down to the Titanic," and it didn't work. And so the ship didn't work. And then people started asking when this went missing. Well, do you know anything about this, right? And he goes on Twitter. In fact, we can. Yeah, we can. I'll look at this magic of technology. We're not even 4,000 meters under the sea, right? So he talks about
because it's wired in.
Exactly. See, if not Bluetooth, right? Remember my voice of the Titanic last summer? An Oceangate's homemade carbon fiber sub. They took passengers again this summer, but the sub is lost. And then he starts answering questions. And someone's like, well, don't they have some sort of emergency locator transmitter that can be detected? And he's like, no, the submersible does not have any kind of beacon like that. Why would you not have any beacon like that?
Well, because it won't sink, just like the Titanic.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it was called. It wasn't called the Unsinkable.
No, I think it's a myth. Like afterwards, it was called the unsinkable
really?
ship after it sunk.
Why would you call? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So he says, look, there was no such thing, and there is no internet on the sub as well, because there are a lot of people who think that the submarine had internet provided by Elon Musk. We'll get to that in a minute. Spoiler alert: internet doesn't work 4,000 meters under the sea. It's going to surprise everyone. Anyway, so there was another billionaire. What?
What would even be the point? How much money would you have to spend for that to work?
Why are you
And then
tweeting from the Titanic?
Yeah, you can't wait till we get back up.
Apparently, it took 2 hours. It's supposed to take 2 hours to get down there. But anyway, so this is a thrill-seeking, not billionaire, but millionaire, called Chris Brown, 61, who paid a deposit to go down, but then saw the sub itself and was like, this looks like it's made of carbon fiber and run by a Logitech video game controller. I'm not going on this. This doesn't look safe. I mean, literally, because, quote, his controls were based on video game style controllers, not style. Literally a video game controller.
God, I love that about billionaires. So they have no idea how anything works, but they just look at the controller and go, nope.
Yeah, but he accused them of cutting too many corners as well, which seems to be maybe what happened. We don't even know who actually built the thing, to be honest, because both Boeing and University of Washington said, no, we didn't build this. I was like, okay, well, who put this together then? Because they claimed that they built it. So they're like, okay, well, who did? Where did this seaworthy tin can come from? And no one knows. And so let's talk about the team. Let's talk about the team, because this chap, I actually don't know who this chap is, but he found a video of, what was his name, Stockton Rush, talking about his philosophy for how he's running Oceangate. It's exactly as bad as you might think.
Apparently,
Yes, I mean,
oh, sorry, I thought you were playing them.
No, sorry, go on.
No, I was literally just waiting for it to play.
when I started the business, one of the things you'll find, there are other sub operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology. But a 25-year-old, who's a sub pilot or a platform operator or one of our techs can be inspirational. And so we've really tried to get very intelligent, motivated, younger individuals involved, because we're doing things that are completely new. We're taking approaches that are used largely in the aerospace industry, is related to safety and some of the preponderance of checklists, things we do for risk assessments and things like that are more aviation related than ocean related. And we can train people to do that. We can train someone to pilot the sub. We use a game controller, so anybody can drive the sub.
Feeling confident? We could get ex-military submariner 50-year-old white guys who might know what they're doing.
But for reasons in my head I can't actually explain, they're not inspirational.
For reasons of diversity and inclusion.
But it doesn't even make any sense. Like, you see really rich older men doing stuff. That's an inspiration.
Yeah, like Scott of the Antarctic.
Who's inspired by someone their same age? You're always inspired by people who are older than you.
But no, this 25-year-old white woman. Well, let's.
I'm inspired to die under the sea now.
Let's see if we can get the video of her up. This is one of the women that you saw in those pictures.
I am living on a boat for the next 2 months because I'm joining this company that does submarine trips down to the Titanic. I could cry thinking about this, but stay the tuned.
Don't you just feel safe? Aren't you glad that she's part of the team that's creating a submarine? Doesn't she just...
Branson, don't leave. We have a TikToker.
Yeah. She makes TikToks. She is so effing excited. Isn't this just reassuring you? There is a wealth of experience contained in this 24-year-old woman who knows exactly what she's doing.
To be fair, what was she in charge of? Do you know?
No idea, but she did take them to a drag show just before they went.
Okay. Just
why would you? Well, anyway, I think we can see where the parasitic ideas are in this organization. So,
Or just not prioritizing safety.
no,
But
not-
literally anything, including diversity,
no,
is your priority above it.
literally the opposite. Yes.
Hmm.
It's, I mean, I'd be like, well, I only have 5 50-year-old white guys. I need 10, you know, and I want every single one of them to have spent the last 40 years underwater, you know, like I want literally them to have born with Triton, you know, and swum up and gained their career that way. I want the best of the very best. People who literally don't even know what the word diversity means. Like, I just want people who are just like, no, you need this, these nuts, these bolts, this thing. I would be so autistic about it, right? But instead, he's like, well, I'm just going to get an inspirational 25-year-old. Look at this young lady. We're going to a drag show. Young people will be inspired
By my death.
by this drag show. Anyway, so who went missing? Well, it is a chap called Hamish Harding, who is a British adventurer who had set 3 Guinness World Records, including longest time spent at full ocean depth in the deepest part of the Mariana Trench. He had done a Titanic dive previously, but that was the one that the CBS reports couldn't go on, and no one was injured. And he's done lots of exciting stuff. So he's basically a thrill-seeking billionaire. Right, okay, fair enough. The next one is Shahad. Oh, no, sorry, let's go back. I'll just leave that there. Shahzada and Suleiman Dawood. Shahzada Dawood is from one of Pakistan's richest families, and he is a British billionaire who lives in London, and he took his son, a 19-year-old son, on the sub, who apparently didn't want to go, but went anyway. Was the vice chairman of the conglomerate Engro Corporation, which is a large fertilizer firm. So he's fabulously wealthy and was obviously very interested in this sort of thing. He was a supporter of 2 charities founded by King Charles, the British Asian Trust and Princess Trust International. And he has deep ties with the SETI Institute that looks for extraterrestrial life. So basically, when you get eventually so rich, Earth becomes boring. You need to do something else. There was Paul Henry Nargiolet, who was a 77-year-old former French Navy diver. He had also been to the Titanic more than any other explorer, was part of the first expedition in 1987. And he was the director of an underwater research company that owns the rights to the Titanic wreck. So I guess they can take things from it. And of course, he has recovered not tons, but lots of artifacts from the Titanic, including a big piece of the boat's hull. And of course, Stockton Rush himself was on there. And so the sub was missing, and everyone started panicking. Well, I say everyone. Normal people were like, well, that's terrible. You know, let's hope we can find them and rescue them. And there were a bunch of posts on the internet for people going, look, man, I'm a submarine tech or something, and I'm just really sorry to tell you that rescuing someone from 4,000 meters under the sea, very unlikely, right? But there were banging sounds heard. Forget the next one. Banging sounds were heard, and therefore everyone was like, oh my God, they're still alive. And they had something like, I think it's 3 days worth of oxygen on the sub. The descent is only 2 hours, right? So we've got what?
I don't want to spoil the mood.
What?
I don't want to spoil the mood. I'm trying to keep quiet.
Okay. You're smirking, so it's like, what?
Okay, fine, right. I just when you say the banging, all I think of, I don't know if you've seen it, the orca or killer whale meme.
I have.
They're all
seen
banging
it.
pots and pans. That's why I'm smirking. Nothing else.
Well, it certainly wasn't them that was being heard.
How do we know?
We actually do know. No, there wasn't orcas. I mean, the people in the sub, right? It certainly wasn't them banging the hull because they were stuck or something, right? But a Canadian a P3 plane using sonar buoys heard underwater sounds, which the US Navy were analyzing, and this kept hope alive. And so I think the day before yesterday, they were like, "Oh my God! Well, we got the oxygen was due to run out yesterday morning," and so they sent various rescue vessels down. In this one, a deep water robot reached the seafloor to go and look for them, and this was 10 minutes before they were predicted to run out of oxygen. But I mean, if you sit there calmly and don't get excited, maybe you can make the oxygen last longer. I don't know. That was everyone's thought. Maybe it'd be a miracle and somehow they get them back. And the search was still active on Thursday morning. when the oxygen was supposed to have run out. But possibly not, because the US Navy detected the implosion of the sub a couple of days ago. So it looks like it actually didn't last very long at all. As the Wall Street Journal reports, and as some people are thinking that this is like the Biden administration withholding the information, I don't think it is.
They probably just heard it and went, well, that's gone.
Yeah. I think it was about...
So the primary theory was exactly what I was talking about with that guy. He said that the carbon fiber will give in, you'll have milliseconds of notice, and then you will be dead.
Yes.
And that's the number one theory as to how that happened as well.
Yeah, it seems to be that's what's happened. On the plus side, though, the speed at which a submersible would implode is so phenomenally fast, it may actually be faster than the speed of your nervous system. So you will be crushed before you know you are being crushed. So at least it didn't suffer. So that's good. But yeah, the US Navy heard some sort of the sound of an implosion near the debris site, and they were like, we immediately shared this with the incident commander to assist with the ongoing search and rescue mission. Guys, we heard the sound of a whopping great implosion. Great. Good luck with the search and rescue mission. Yeah. Wreckage was found of Titan. They found the sub's tail cone and landing frame, as indicated. They were dead instantly. The entire thing imploded. Not good. So James Cameron responds to all of this. Now, James Cameron seems like a strange person to contact on this, but he actually sails these submersibles down all the time, and he does this quite a lot, and he had concerns from the start about all of this, as he says here, but it's nothing particularly new. He's like, look, I think the craftsmanship's not great. I think you may have been cutting corners. This seems dangerous. So, what do you think the left-wing response to all this was?
Inhuman as usual?
Yeah. I mean, they may have gone missing, but they did donate to GOP candidates.
Who wrote that?
Yeah, great question. Who did write that? Do we have a name? No.
Like, seriously. So
They
the people
delete-
listening, we're looking at a headline here for some crap up news outlet.
New Republic, one of the worst.
Yeah, well, they're saying that the people who went down a history of donating to GOP candidates.
I refuse to believe
Crime against humanity right there.
I refuse to believe they didn't also donate to Democrats,
Yeah,
because all of these people have donated to both, just to cover their bases. But imagine that's right. Okay, who did they donate to? Well, what does that matter? Well, I need to know if they're on the other team. Is that the important thing? You monsters. But yeah, so, and then you get other great takes. If the super rich can spend £250,000, it was dollars, on vanity jaunts 2.5 miles beneath the ocean, they are not being taxed enough.
Thanks, Ash.
Yeah.
Thanks for your zero consideration or contribution to anything.
Now that is what I call compassion, empathy, and humanity. Typical left-wing traits. Anyway, people are like, yeah, but they aren't migrants. You don't care about the migrants.
No, I don't.
Why?
I don't care about either, to be honest.
Yeah. No, but I've got all these apples, and you're not talking about the oranges. Why would I be talking about the oranges? We're talking about the apples. Like, literally, these people were not breaking any laws, as far as I'm aware. And they were...
You could argue with breaking the Titanic law, but literally unenforceable. So
Well, one of the guys on board owns the thing.
it's an argument in court.
Sure. But no one's challenging it.
Okay.
So, but the point is, yeah, exactly. No one's, it's done off their
The
own
one on the
back.
right is not an argument in court. You are breaking the law.
Yes. Yeah. The other one, you aren't allowed to do, and you shouldn't be doing. And like multi-million-dollar rescue operation, tighten the borders. Yes, tighten the borders. It's not the same. It's nothing to do with each other. Right.
I mean, the guys on the left were going to go down and look at the Titanic, whereas the guys on the right are going to turn up in the country and take stuff.
And get paid by your tax money from the government to take stuff. We're going to get to this in a bit. Anyway, right. So this is going on, but I'll try and get to the conclusion, basically. This is a morality tale. It's a modern morality tale of what happens when you have too much money and the grotesque inequality of sympathy, attention, and aid for those without it. Migrants are meant to die at sea. Billionaires
from
aren't.
my iPhone there yet? Or
Yeah, probably. But the point is, migrants aren't meant to die at sea. They're not meant to come at all. Anyway, no compassion for billionaires, basically, that everyone has. And it just goes on.
Anti-capitalist league.
Yeah, they did it for profits.
What profits?
I don't know.
What are they going to do?
Well, actually, they were going to go get fossil fuels 4,000 meters under the ocean. Allegedly.
Sorry, they're siphoning gas from the Titanic. It's coal anyway. But
That's apparently they think he was going down the fossil fuel extraction. I mean, he may have mentioned that at some point or something, but he was obviously going down as a jaunt. Somehow this is Elon Musk's fault.
Occupy Democrats have to turn up.
I know, yeah, exactly. But the thing is, look how widely viewed their tweet is. Like, 3.8 million. That's that goes a long way. But of course, community notes step in and like, excuse me, partisan hack. There is no way that you can suggest that Elon Musk is responsible for like pulling his internet or something, because of course they don't get Starlink on the sub.
Under the sea. Doesn't work.
Yeah, you morons. But we'll leave that there, because essentially what this looks like is an eminently avoidable tragedy. If perhaps he'd been less concerned about diversity and more concerned with merit, then possibly this wouldn't have happened. If he'd listened to the multiple people leading up to this saying, look, it's actually structurally probably not safe, then this probably wouldn't have happened.
Well, that 50-year-old white man who told you this is how you will die if you go down.
Yes. Weirdly, this is not the fault of the video game controller. Of all of the things that come out of this, Logitech, they're like, hey,
yeah, Logitech's firstly fine.
Our controller did the job, did it not?
You wanna bomb kids in Afghanistan? You got a drone? You can use a Logitech. You want to go under the sea? Logitech, no problem. Sponsored by Logitech.
This podcast is not sponsored by Logitech. No. However, you can email us.
But I'll hold your controller with the nips on it.
Yeah, but we'll leave that there.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium contents on the site, such as the Epoch series, this episode on Lucky Luciano. If you want to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.